Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Crusader 5.5 inch SP. It's the British Tier 7 self-propelled gun, and we're located on the south spawn of Lakeville. Now this particular Crusader is mine. Yeah, I'm afraid it's another of my replays, but I played this one only last night, and I thought you might want to see it rather quicker than usual, because it's a rather unusual game. You can see I've got the 140mm howitzer mounted backwards, of course, with the driver sits at the back, drives it forwards. Yep, there you go, and I'm driving off towards the bush. Battle started. I'm moving forwards into this bush site here, and I'm now going to start aiming to see the enemy. Now I'm expecting at least one or two of the enemy to turn up in the pass. Very likely to. I've got a 23.9 second relay. I'm using pudding and tea because I want to speed up the reload. Excuse me. Nobody's turned up. We've seen a Tiger 1 in the north. In fact, our comet saw that Tiger 1. Still nobody down here. It looks like one of our lots going forward, a T-71. Excuse me. Now it looks like he's going to be spotting for us. He's poking up. Let's have a look. Any enemy? Oh, he's seen an enemy. In fact, he's seen two. There's an Emil 2, and it looks like he's taking some fire. There's a Progetto 46. I'm dialing in on him, but he ducks back into cover. So I'm not going to get a shot on him, but I am going to get a shot at this T-95. Now I fire a little prematurely, and the shell actually hits the rock's face on the right side. So I'm going to have to wait for the reload to go through. T-95 has come up to the top, and he's now starting to fire on our team. In fact, I think he fired on a Type 4 Heavy, which is further south, and he's been joined by a VK100-01P. Now this is a Tier 9 game. Dialed in on the T-95, get a hit. 104 hit points from a splash, but it looks like it splashed around the turret, around the gun mantlet. Okay, he is stunned, but it's not stopping him at all. Waiting for the reload to complete, and unfortunately that rock is now in the way and I can't hit the T-95. I'm loaded, I fire a round in and I get a hit because the shell disappears without an explosion, so I know for certain it hit the T-95, but he's getting dangerously close to us now, so I am thinking about relocating. Before I do that, I thought I'd put a shot into the VK, but I don't need to because the VK has been taken out. Okay, so I'm having to relocate now because those enemy are getting very, very close to us. And if I stay in my current position, I know that I won't survive very long. There's a 212A, my teammate, also in an Arty, a Tier 9 Arty, and he's sitting near the cap, but he's hidden around the corner. I'm a bit out in the open, so I'm deciding to move towards the town and take up a firing position a little further away so I can keep the fire on the enemy as they approach the cap. Okay, I think I've moved far enough. I'm going to try and fire from here. Okay, I have a quick look up the river road, lake road rather, just because I know that a Leo was seen up the far end earlier in the game, and the comet's moving ahead. Can't see anyone, so I'm switching back to near the cap, and there's that Emil 2, the one that fired on our T-71, and the Progetto, and the T-95. I fire around at the Emil and get a big hit, 224, right into the engine bay, but I pulled back a bit further just in case he saw me. I don't think he did, because my sixth sense didn't go off, but just in case it did, or just in case he did spot me, I'm pulling back anyway, just to be certain. Okay, going for the T-95 this next time. And I get a nice hit there on the T-95, but it only does critical hit damage. But I think it may have tracked him. So it's held him in place and stunned him. And I'm reloading for another shot. I can see the Emil moving up, so I'm thinking about shooting at him because he's still at 71%, whilst the T-95 is now at 35%. He's pulled back. So even though I'm indicating the T-95 is going to hit the Emil. And it just stuns the Emil. It just lands to one side, which is not a good result. That 103 is taking a lot of punishment. So's the Pershing. And unfortunately, we've lost the Pershing for the Emil. And the enemy loses the Emil too. He was taken out by the Striv 103, who's moving forward to engage the T95. I fire another round at him. Get a good hit this time. 279 hit points. Big stun. That should help my team to see him off. Finish him off. I'm reloading for another shot, conscious of what's going on in the city. And the T95's gone. But I can see a T20. I'm thinking about moving back to the my old firing position, but I see a T20. And he's on the Lake Road, and he's coming in. So maybe the others just didn't see him. So I line him up, fire a round in, get a hit. Solid hit. But he's unspotted, so I don't know how much damage I did. Pretty sure that I hit him hard, though. And IS-2 moves forward. Yes, I did hit him hard. He has lost some hit points. And the T-20 is backing off. Okay, I'm keeping my eyes on the T-20, but he backs over the corner, and he's now gone over the edge. There's no way he can recover. He's out the game, basically. I fire a round in at the Wizzy 120 to help my P-58 mutts escape. And they're chasing after him. The Leo, the T-20 is no longer any concern because he cannot take part in the battle anymore. He's gone. I'm reloading and hoping I can get a shot into the Leo and the 1-2, but I think the Mutz is going to die. I'm pretty certain that the Leo got a shot into the Mutz. I fire at the 120. I only do stun damage to him, and the Mutz has gone down. He was taken out in the end by the Leo, and the T-20 is just drowned. So he went off the edge of the cliff and he's fallen in the water. Now, FB3805 was seen over here. Went behind the buildings to fire from. I'm going to fire at that position anyway. Okay, and I can see that the enemy seems to be doing rather well in the town. Although there's a T-10, and he's badly wounded. Well, he's half his health, but he's holding his own against those two friendly tanks. So I've decided I'm going to go back to the cap, to my previous firing position. And he's managed to kill the P-43, or rather it's the 110 rather, not a T-10. He's managed to kill the P-43 Tur, and I can see the Wizzy 120 coming down the river road. So I'm lining up a shot on him. I'm loaded, ready to go. Oh, he's been killed. Now I can see the Leo. I fire around him, get a hit. 220 hit points, but he takes out my teammate, the IS-2. So, okay, I'm going to take up a defensive position now with the 212A. And I decide to come out to help him, and I'm going to sit alongside him because the FB3805 cannot get us from this position, but I've got a much better chance of derping the Leo as he comes around the corner. So I'm lined up, I'm loaded, and that's it, you're toast. 132 hit points, the 212 puts a big hit into the 110, and I'm off. And the reason I'm off is I'm going to cap. I'm not going to let that enemy get away with this. We're even Stevens on score at the moment, but I don't know how long our tank in the town is going to survive, because that 110 has been doing a lot of damage. So I'm going to try and get to the cap, and we've lost our KB-13. He was taken out by the 110, so it looks like my decision to go to the other cap has been justified. Okay, so we're 3 against 2. 2 Artys plus a heavy tank and 2 Artys. So I'm guessing that the FB3805 is still at the other end, and I'm going to have to drive straight past him and derp him once I go past. So I'm going to lock on, drive past him as quickly as I can, and the moment I've gone past him, derp him as I go away. Because of course I've got a rear-facing gun, so I can't shoot forward, but I can shoot at my rear as I'm escaping. Okay, I go down this pass. No sign of the enemy yet. I'm fully expecting the enemy behind this rock face here. Still can't see anyone. No one in sight. Okay, not here. He must be either in the town or somewhere else. I can't see him. Okay, I'm going to go into the cap now. And there he is! He's been spotted! And he's over the hill, headed towards my 212. And the 212 is going to know this now. And he's coming up, and I'm going to start capping. Now, initially I thought to myself, well, I'll stay here. And if the FB3805 decides to come back, knowing that I'm capping now, And that was a round coming in. You can see it landed over there. So somebody's firing at me in the camp, so that must be the GW Panther. Okay, so it looks like the FB3805 is still in the pass, and I'm guarding myself against him just in case he does the same as the FB3805, but as the Leo comes around the corner. But it looks like, oh, the 212 has derped him. He's taken him out the game. That's brilliant news. That means now all I've got to do is defend against the town. So I decide I'm going to turn around, go over to the corner, and I'm now anticipating the 110 or the GW Panther is going to come to the cap. So I'm taking up a firing position to make it difficult for them to see me. I'm going to go over into the side. Okay, I'm ready for them. I'm aiming at the corner because that's where I'm expecting the 110 to come from. And there's the GW Panther. Okay, I've spotted him. I'm now going to dial in on him. And I take him out the game. One shot kill, 360 hit points. That 140mm 5.5 inch howitzer does the trick. And it's now 2 against 1. And I'm about to be joined by the 212A, who's coming up to alongside me. Maximus SP or Maximus P. And he sits just ahead of me, and we've capped out to win. So 2 Artys can win against 2 Artys and a heavy. You don't need to have any extra skills, just the encouragement to win. And let's have a look at the end of battle results for that one. And it's an Ace Tanker for general disturbance in the Crusader 5.5 inch SP. In fact, actually, this was my first mastery in the Crusader. Would you believe it? I also picked up a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. I got 13. And I picked up an Invader. Not often you get an Invader as an Arty, but it is rather nice when you do get one. Because it proves that you can outthink and outwit the enemy and seize the initiative to win the battle. Okay, I got win 8 of 5476 in that battle. So it was quite a high scoring one. And I can tell you, I was shaking after that battle. It really was one of those ones where you put every effort into winning and you succeed. Let's have a look at the team score. And you can see I was beaten by the Strib 103 when it came to hit points. He did a lot of work to take out that T95 and the Emil. And so my hat's off to those two, because they faced some very, very superior enemies, but they still managed to take them down. So thanks very much indeed for Sky Gepard for doing that. And I was also beaten by the 212A. He managed to get 2,598 hit points, and a lot of his damage was actually done in the city. He was firing at the tanks in the city, and that's why there was only 110 left out of the enemy force that went through the city and managed to effectively conquer it. He managed to get 4 kills as well. No mean feat. He was the highest scorer on kills in the game. I only managed to get 2 kills, which put me joint second on my team. But there was 3 other members of the enemy team, the 110, the Leo, and the GW Panther, all managed to get 3 kills apiece. It just shows how active they were during that battle. When it came to base XP, I was right at the top, and the reason for that is I was tier 7 in a tier 9 game, and when you're low tier in a high tier game, you do score a lot more XP overall. I managed to get 1,185, the IS-2959, and my friend in the 212 managed to get 839, so it was a very good game for him too. So, detailed report. 14 shots fired, 8 direct hits, 7 penetrations, 6 splash, damage of 2,250 points, of which 1,758 were at more than 300 meters. Obviously, the closer one was the Leo, who actually shotgunned when he came around that corner, and he kind of appreciated that really, because I think he felt sure he was up against 2 Artys that he would be able to conquer us, and no, unfortunately, we shut the door in his face. We spotted one enemy vehicle. That was the FB3805 or the GW. I think it may have been the GW actually that hadn't been spotted up until then, because yes, the 3805 had been spotted before. Yes, it was the GW. I damaged 7 enemy vehicles. I killed 2 of them, and I did stun assistance damage of 1,765 hit points off 12 stuns, and I managed to get 96 cap points, the other 4 being taken by my colleague in the 212A at the last minute, which was very thankful, because we were expecting that 110 to come round the corner at any second to to try and reset the cap. On a premium account, I earned 50,918 credits, and because the rounds are not that expensive, I actually took away 41,118. I got 1 bond for the Invader medal, and I picked up 1,777 XP, times 2 for the first victory of the day, and I had a personal reserves bonus going at the same time, so I actually took away 4,443 XP altogether. But I think the lesson from this game is you never give up hope. Even outnumbered, you can win. And that's true. I mean, I've said this often enough in the past. Just because you're an Arty doesn't mean that at the end of the game you go and suicide because there's no hope. What you do is you pull up your man pants, like Jingle says, you get into action and you do it yourself. You win the game. You fight and you keep fighting until you win. And that's exactly what the 212A and myself did. We took this battle to the enemy, we beat them at their own game, and we won. So, if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.